Good morning. Welcome to Daniel's Inferno. My name is Daniel. Thank you for joining me. So, this video today, we will be talking about how Justin Trudeau has voluntold Canadian taxpayers that they will pay $500,000 a year while Meghan and Prince Harry and little Archie, it just touches my heart, are here in Canada. Surprised I didn't break into tears mentioning their names. It's ridiculous, alright? Obvious sarcasm. The fact that Justin Trudeau is just spending money like it's water from a faucet is beyond unacceptable. He was just in Costa Rica for 3 weeks, where he apparently was flying around in a government plane and 3 helicopters everywhere he went. I'm sure the Canadians loved paying for that. The things that Justin Trudeau has done in his time in office have been almost null or zero. The zenith of his accomplishments have been the fact that he had a gender neutral, even Stevens, male and female cabinet. That was his biggest accomplishment. And now he says, you know what, Canadians, after Iran, after what happened, you guys can pay $500,000 a year to have these pompous buffoons come to Canada. Oh, look at all these great pictures. Look at this. Meghan and Justin are besties here. Oh, Harry and Justin are such good friends. Scotland Yard has privately insinuated that they are not in a position to write an open-ended check for round-the-clock security if the couple are living abroad. When they were in Canada over the Christmas break, they had to fly in Met Police constantly back and forth to have a steady stream of people to protect them, as well as places to hotel these people that they were flying in, and 10 officers, 24/7 security round the clock. You know, if they want to be so financially independent, they can go ahead and pay. The couple believe this should continue, this round the clock security, even though their security bill is close to $1 million a year. And this could rise further if arrangements become more complex. It is understood that they have launched a review into the issue, and while the police will not turn their backs on Meghan and Harry, a compromise is needed. Oh, look at this. Harry and Justin are actually, look how good friends they are. Looks like they're about to make out here. Buckingham Palace, the Cabinet Secretary, Sir Mark Sedwill, and the Home Office have already discussed the future of the couple's security. The $1 million a year cost of the couple's security has been brought down only because they have chosen to live in Windsor, which is already heavily guarded. However, the couple will need constant protection, having been subjected to threats from far-right organizations, and Harry's military service in Afghanistan. Asked about the issue of who will fund their security, Home Secretary Priti Patel told BBC, "I'm not going to provide any detailed information on the security arrangements for either them or any members of the royal family or for any protected individual. That's inappropriate for me to do so. At this moment in time, right now, the royal family themselves need some time and space for them to work through the current issues that they're dealing with." It was suggested that Meghan and Harry could face a huge backlash from Canadian taxpayers if they are forced to pay for the couple's security. Campaigners say the RCMP, who are charged with protecting senior officials, including the Governor General, must not write a blank check on potentially millions of pounds worth of protection, while others suggest Harry and Meghan foot the bill themselves. Well, they want to be so financially independent. I don't know why that's so beyond the pale to say that they pay for their own security. Especially when they could have security. Buckingham Palace, Windsor. There are many protected residences for the royal family where Prince Harry and Meghan could fulfill their obligations. You know, everyone's saying, "Ooh, good for Meghan. She's being a strong, empowered woman. She's pushing Harry. She's focused on her family first." She married into a family, and now she is causing a rift in that family by doing this. It is reported the Queen was very upset by all of this hoopla that was going on in her family. The Queen is very old. The Queen will not have forever. And here's Harry basically flipping her the middle finger, saying, "I don't care." Instead of fulfilling his duties, which the taxpayer, the British taxpayer I might add, paid to get him to the place he is now. And he's now jetting off to wherever he wants to be. He gained credibility due to the British taxpayer and the royal family, which is funded primarily by the British taxpayer. I am a Commonwealth conservative. I believe in the institution of the Commonwealth. I believe in the institution of the royal family. That's my personal opinion on the matter. However, I do not believe in Meghan splitting this family apart, kicking the door in of the royal family and saying, "I'm here and I'm going to do whatever I want." There are procedures, protocols in place for a reason. That is how society works and thrives and moves forward. You cannot disregard all procedures and protocols. Aaron Woodrick from the Canadian Taxpayer Federation, they're very good by the way, told the Sunday Telegraph, "I thought it was very interesting when they used the term financially independent." Yeah, I think that's a very interesting term myself. The details remain to be seen. There's always going to be cost to the taxpayer, and the public deserves some prudence. I don't think it's reasonable to expect us to pay for everything the way we do for a royal visit. If they're going to make Canada a second home, a good step in the right direction would be to pay for at least part of it and not rely on taxpayers to fund their entire lifestyle. However, experts say the Mounties would be obliged to give protection for Harry, Meghan, and their son Archie, even if the couple still had UK Royal Protection officers. "I don't believe they can refuse the Government of Canada's security," said Larry Bush, an ex-Royal Canadian Mounted Police officer who directed security for world leaders including US presidents and the royal family. Here's the Queen back in 2010, looking at the Mounties. The Mounties are a very, very rigorous force here in Canada. I know a lot of people make fun of them. Oh, they got those silly hats and they ride the horses and they say, "Hey." They aren't the ones to screw with. I'll tell you that much here in Canada. They know what they're doing and they are very well trained. Very well trained. The elite. The cost could easily run into millions of pounds. We talked about that. The level of security they need would be defined by a threat assessment. President of the Globe Pro-Sec Preventative Services, a Toronto-based security company, and an ex-RCMP officer who has worked with the royal family. There's always going to be the odd idiot who causes some type of problem, the president of this preventative services company said. So, some final thoughts on this all. I have great respect for the Queen, the royal family, and the entire institution. I have great respect for the Commonwealth as a league of nations, or, it's like the Five Eyes security type of thing. Most of them are Commonwealth, and there's a reason for that. We share a lot of history, we share a lot of culture, and it's important. And in the last decade, we have shirked those ties with the Commonwealth, and I think that's like criminal almost. Harry and Meghan, you guys need to be financially independent. Justin Trudeau, don't volunteer the taxpayer that we're going to pay $500,000 a year for their security just because you and Harry are best friends. Canada has a lot of issues that you need to deal with. Instead of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on your trip to Costa Rica that we had to pay for, and now voluntelling us that we get to pay more money after you won't do anything about the Iranian plane crash. Thank you for watching. I'm Daniel's Inferno.